Okay, I'm gonna try this again. I taught a whole lesson and recorded it, and it didn't work. So, well, it worked, but it didn't upload on Seesaw. So, I have to do this again. I am in bed doing it. You can do the same thing. I don't want you to feel like you have to. Oh, let's sit at a table or let's sit at a desk and do this work. You don't have to do that. You could do it in the bed. You could do it on a sofa. You could do it wherever you feel most comfortable. So, what I spoke about in the video was that I am going to upload a passage. The passage is called The Long March. It is a passage that is also going to be cross-curricular because it involves social studies and how the Indian Removal Act took place. So, it's going to deal with those two things. So, one thing, this is the passage, The Long March Home. It is a bit lengthy. I am going to have the passage read aloud. You will not have to try to figure out how to read it yourself. Then there are a set of questions. There are 5 multiple choice questions. You do not have to answer all 5 today. And there is one extended constructive response question. I am going to break it up into a course over days. So you don't have to do it all at the same time. Because that's not, me doing this for you is not to overwhelm you. It is so that you can do what you need to do, still get your lessons, still understand things, and take it step by step and day by day. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to first teach the Unravel strategy. You are going to make an anchor chart along with me of the Unravel strategy. So we're going to do that. So you can take that as one, you could do that one day. Or, for a few minutes and then come back to it later. Second thing, we're going to annotate our questions. We're going to read and annotate the passage. We're going to go, fourth, is to read the questions, then answer the actual questions and eliminate obviously wrong answers. Fifth step is to answer the extended response. The extended response involves us using the race strategy. When we get to number 6 on the document and I upload it, you do not have to try to cram it all in. I'm going to teach the race strategy just like I'm about to do on Unravel, and we'll do it step by step. So the first thing would be like this. This is what the final product will look like, or similar to that, shall I say. And basically, you're going to make your own anchor chart, just as we would do in class. So I am going to show you what you can take, markers, highlighters, whatever you choose to use, and you can take paper, notebook, whatever, and you're just gonna write out each letter. So the first letter would be U. So U, N, or A. There's 2 A's. V, E, and then the last one is L. So it looks like this. So UNRAAVEL. Unravel. Okay. So there is Unravel strategies that are used throughout the world and different things. I kind of changed the wording a little bit to fit the needs of our kids exactly. So the first step is you, and it means that you're going to underline the title. So I'm going to write it with you. Underline the title, like so. And then N is where you're going to now predict the passage. And if you are confused about what a prediction is, a prediction tells you what you think is about to take place in the story. R is run through. And number the paragraphs. The great thing about running through a number of the paragraphs is a lot of times it's already done for you. A, here's where I kind of change things up. Remix. Or you reading and annotating the questions. So before you do anything else, you need to go through and read the questions and annotate them. The next thing is or you reading the answer choices. So you're going to read the questions, annotate them, read the answer choices that they're giving you so that whenever you're actually reading through your passage, you can kind of be like, hey, yeah, I know. I remember reading that. And then V is to venture through. And venture through and read and annotate the passage. So as you venture through and read the passage, you're going to circle, highlight, underline, put arrows to connections that you've drawn, different things of that nature to say, hey, yeah, I remember reading that in my questions. This is important. Or, oh, I made a connection between paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. Or I made a connection from this word to that word. So those two things go together. That's part of annotating so that I know that what I'm looking for. E is to eliminate the wrong answers. So you go through and you eliminate the obviously wrong answers. So if they say, what is the main idea of the story? And you're talking about the president, or you're talking about the government, and the obviously wrong answer would be 1 + 1 = 2. That would be an obviously wrong answer because that has nothing to do with the president or the government. So that's what I mean by that. And then L is let the questions be answered. So that would be the last thing. Just make sure that you go through and answer all of your questions. So that's each of the steps. Okay. So That's the first part of how to do Unravel. That's the only part that you need to do today, is to make sure that you understand the steps of Unravel.